This verdict won't stand. That's Alina Habba on the James Engeron verdict under corrupt Letitia James. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. I hope you'll join our happy patriot army by subscribing. Let's go.
But when you have radical left people, as you astutely just said, that are clearly politically motivated, the law still stands. And we have a record for appeal like nothing I've ever seen.
They're going to appeal, but it is very costly. How do you appeal a $380 million fine in New York? Trump would have to put up $400 million. That's part of what the reason why Judge Engeron fined him so deep is that they did not want him to be able to appeal. They're trying to drain all of his assets. Here's Trump.
How will you put up that kind of money? Because you have a bond to put up. Even if you appeal, you got to put up escrow money. That's it's a lot of dough.
It is a form of communism or fascism. The guy's a nut job. I've known this for a long time, and I've said it openly. No jury, no anything.
Trump even says, like, look, I've got money, okay? So the money isn't the problem, but there's still a way around this using the Eighth Amendment to get around the money thing. But let's get back to Alina Habba real quick.
I really am confident that on appeal, the world will see the real, true trial that happened, not what was reported.
It will expose the old trial for what it is if they can get there. Here's Tucker Carlson.
And speaking of corrupt, the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, who reportedly is worth $15 million, despite making less than $200,000 a year in her job. How did that happen, if true? Immediately congratulated herself, as always, after the ruling.
Today, justice has been served. Today, we prove that no one is above the law, no matter how rich.
No matter how rich. And here she is, she's worth
$15 million.
She is the rich who believes she's above the law.
Powerful.
And she's powerful in that she can even take down the number one candidate of the Republican Party.
Or politically connected you are.
You're more politically connected than anyone I know. George Soros, Jack Smith, the judge on the case. You know everyone.
Everyone must play by the same rules.
And you made up a rule for Trump. First time this has ever happened because you don't play by the rules.
We have a responsibility to protect the integrity of the marketplace.
What a bunch of New York businesses are going, the marketplace, we're jacked. We gotta get out of here.
Alina, is there any step that you can take to get this decision overturned or dismissed before you would even put this money with the post-judgment interest in escrow or put up the bond? Is there a step you could take or would take before that happens?
Alina Habba is vague about what their actual tack is going to be. They don't want to give away their plan to Judge Engeron and Letitia James.
We are fighting it, and we have made records to do so. And that is all I'll say on it.
And I understand you don't want to tell us your whole strategy, but I imagine at one point, if you don't get fair judges in New York, you want to find a pathway to get to the Supreme Court.
What's that say about New York that you can't even find a judge in the entire state that's fair? That's how corrupt your legal system is. But here comes. This is the unique constitutional defense that I heard from Mark Levin on what they can do.
Let alone in this case, as he mentioned last night at Town Hall, Eighth Amendment rights.
The Eighth Amendment. And Trump spills the beans.
The Eighth Amendment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. That's the Eighth Amendment.
Excessive fines, it's obvious this is excessive by definition. You can just compare it to the other fines for the same kinds of charges that have happened, and nothing's ever approached Trump. Now, some constitutional scholars will say, oh, but this is about limiting the government against a state. And you're talking about limiting a state against Trump. Well, Mark Levin talks about how all these cases have been made, and now we're getting to the Eighth Amendment, where it's starting to be reciprocal. Basically, it goes not only from the Fed to the state, but applies from the state to the Fed. And this is a perfect test case. Fine has been given to him, which is obvious given there's no crime. He could appeal this to the Supreme Court, and it may not cost him money, as much money as appealing it at the state, where you have to put up the $400 million in escrow. Who do you think will win in this one, my people? Will it be the Constitution? I'm Doug in exile.